Welcome to the Freewrite, a podcast where we dive into the art of storytelling, songwriting, and the creative process. Join me as I sit down with writers, musicians, and other creatives to talk about process, inspiration, and creating something from nothing. If you're an artist looking for community or a fan hungry to hear about the creative process, there's something for you here. Today, my guest is Elise Latrondo. She is a phenomenal songwriter, singer, artist, musician. I've had the pleasure of working with her on music, some of which she's released, a lot of which she hasn't yet, that we're going to start releasing this year. Can't wait. And she's hilarious. She's great. And I really hope you enjoy this conversation with Elise. I forgot that I asked her to send me a bio. This is what she wrote. Elise is a songwriter, poet, and comic based in Orange County, Enneagram 2, Indeed.com search bar innovator, and Russell Westbrook enthusiast, unlicensed marriage and family therapist. Please enjoy my conversation with Elise. Elise, thank you for being guest number one.
You already said that. I'm giving Travis a hard time because this is episode 1.
And I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous
for episode 1 of the Freewrite. Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And I want to just talk about writing with you. You are a writer. I think that was my introduction to you, was writing for like poetry and other content for a different thing. But then I found out that you write music, and I'm a fan, and we've had the pleasure of working together. And I just want to ask you some questions about...
You've had the non-opt-out pleasure of producing my music.
Yes. But I ultimately enjoy it, even though it's a non-opt-out pleasure. I've signed a contract. Just kidding. There's no contract.
We can't afford contracts. Come on, guys.
I know a lawyer, but that's it. So you've talked about lyrics being like at the center of your writing. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that. What does that mean? What does that look like for you?
Well, lyrics are always like number one for me in a song. Like, everyone likes a melody, of course. It's just a human inclination. But I feel like my sister cannot remember lyrics, and it's so funny because I'll find out like years after we've loved a song together that she doesn't actually know what the words are.
Yeah.
And lyrics are one of the things that stick with me, and then like for her, melody sticks. And I'll listen to something for the first time and really, really like it, and then like an hour later not know how it goes. And I think also that has to do with I think I'm more like writing gifted than music gifted. Sometimes when I'm down on myself, I say like, don't send a writer to do a musician's job, because I definitely write more than I do music. But yeah, I think message to me is always number one, because that's why I make music. Maybe other people like fucking Jacob Collier. Maybe he feels differently because he's so musically gifted that his thing to share with the world is the music. Maybe that's not a fair thing.
It's a different,
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I don't know why I would come on here and compare myself to him. But if we're talking about like gifts, it's important to me to write.
Yeah.
And so music is more of a channel for that than it's like, I have to make music. I have to write, and music is one of the ways I do that. So lyricism is like always number one.
Does that mean that lyricism comes easiest and most naturally, or does that mean that it then can kind of become the harder thing? Because it has come higher stakes.
More naturally. It's not harder, but it is more important. So like, yeah, I think whenever I get stuck writing a song, it's only because I don't know how to say everything I want to say in one, and cram it in.
Yeah.
Which is also the fun part. But it's also can be like my fucking number one op, because like, yeah, message is always the most important. So I don't. And
Every
then like
song is Elise 10-minute version.
Yeah, truly. Yeah. And so pretty much every song I write is like long.
Yeah.
Or I force myself to make it short, because at a certain point I'm like, okay, I guess that is everything I had to say. And I can, yeah.
It is impressive when people can cram a ton of meaning into 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's that Mark Twain, like, I'm sorry this letter's so long, I didn't have time to write a short one.
Yeah.
And that's it's a gift and it takes a lot of effort and intellect to be succinct.
Yeah.
But that's what albums are for. You can have as many songs as you want.
Sure. Do you try to get in a certain creative zone when you go to write? Or is it
Um,
just whatever's happening?
I'm so unemployed that I can pretty much strike when the iron is hot. Which I am like, everyone can't do that. Like when I was working my desk job, it was 40 hours a week, I would have to I would think of a lyric and a melody, and then I would just like hum it into my earbud
Mm-hmm.
mics at my desk. And it would like actually drive me nuts. And then I'd like go work on it on my lunch. And then I would just like, it like drove me crazy to have to put a pin in all my creativity. But now I have a different job that I have more time. So I don't feel as much pressure to create a creative space. I try to be like, have my physical bases covered
Mm-hmm.
in case I'm gonna be there for a long time.
Mm.
Like, I'm like, well, let me drink water and eat something and like go pee if I need to pee and like all that stuff. Cause I think just in case I reach flow state, I'd like to be prepared.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not knowing how long it might take, but wanting to be ready for that.
Which again is a privilege. Some people like,
Sure.
yeah, only have like a couple hours a day to be creative, really. But
I
and
tried
even
writing lyrics in the back of an Uber yesterday.
yeah,
I was like, I have 30 minutes. If I look at my phone too much, I'm going to get car sick. So let me look out the
oh,
window and just like try to lyricize.
I love writing in random ass places. It makes me feel like Carrie Bradshaw. I love it. And then I like to write stuff when I'm away. Like if
Yeah.
I'm like visiting my friend in New York or if I'm like on vacation because it's like a souvenir. Like I wrote like there are things I wrote like is this is so badass, but like when I write something on a napkin at a bar or like I
Yeah.
really like adding romantic touches to like the story just for me.
Mm-hmm. It adds more meaning to the
It does.
process.
It does. I'm addicted to adding meaning to things where they don't need to be.
Love that. I think you gave me this question as a good question idea, but do you find yourself writing about one thing more than another thing? Like, do you find you
White
come
guys.
back to,
For the listeners who don't
you,
listen to our other
yeah,
podcasts,
tell everyone about what you said to someone at a party and how they
I
didn't
got
laugh.
I wound up at a Christian Friendsgiving and it came up that I write music and someone in a very well-intentioned way asked, "What do you write about?" And thought I would be Dave Chappelle with it and I was like, "White guys mostly." And he did not he looked at me like I don't know if he didn't know if he could laugh or if he didn't know if I was joking, which I
Oh, it's
technically
so
wasn't.
sad. Sure.
But yeah, God bless him, but
That's
fuck
so
that night.
funny. Yeah.
And yeah, I do find like yearning really inspires
Mm,
me. But I feel like most songs are about love or like almost love. Like there's so many songs about like it almost worked. This is
yeah.
almost working. This is like
I think my
so
mom used to tell me
close.
about a thing that was like someone said that all songs are either about the first 5 minutes or the last 5 minutes of a relationship,
That's
which
so
like
clever.
is a
Yeah.
little bit of a overstatement, but it does kind of feel like beginnings
Spiritually,
and
it's true.
ends. Yeah.
It's really just ruminating, like the whole process of songwriting. I think that's why I like it so much is it gives me
Yeah.
license to ruminate, which is technically not really a good habit. But as far as content, yeah, I tend to write about like emotional frustrations having to do with people I love or but then also like I have one song that's not about your that's basically what I was about to say. Like I write songs about anything, like not anything, but like I'll
Is
have
it
one-offs like I have a
Is
song
it,
about my sister or like whatever.
yeah. Is it usually relational?
It's pretty much always relational because that's like the principal thing I think about in life or like the thing that I would have to ruminate on in
Sure.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I relate to that. I'm always so impressed when I get really into a song and look at the lyrics and they end up being like not very relational. And I'm like, wow, this is super deep and connective, but is not about like a personal relationship thing. I feel like a lot of big indie writers are really good at that. Like the McGee's of the world, the Frank Oceans of the world
Yeah,
are
right.
like, it's like, whoa, we're charting uncharted territory here. It's not, this isn't a relationship song. What are we doing?
I've been thinking about that with like some of the great American songwriters, like the
Hmm.
Joni Mitchells and the James Taylors and stuff. And like California by Joni Mitchell, where she's just like writing about coming home to California.
Yeah.
And it does still take a certain amount of like romanticism to write a song like that, but it's not just about like her fucking boyfriend or something.
Yeah.
And sometimes I curse myself that I don't really have songs like that. I'm like, damn, all I do is yearn. Like, which I guess is like more of, I think we're talking more about like what comes naturally to me to write about.
Yeah.
So it's not that I can't write songs like that, but it's just like everything I do feel like I need to oust is relational.
When you
But
drink,
that's,
I was just going to say, when you drink some water, you pee, you eat some food, you sit down in your room, you're locked
yes,
in, you're going to start yearning. That's what
exactly.
you're lending yourself to with that process.
Exactly. You just, I don't know. But that's what life is about, I feel like. So that's why so much music is about it. Like, I don't know. And everyone can relate to all the best songs in the world are about like someone not fucking wanting you.
Yeah, yeah, they're all deepest human emotions. There's
Never
a
mind, I'll find someone like you. You know?
yeah, there's a Seinfeld episode where George goes to Jerry and he's like, "Do you yearn?" I can't remember. I can't remember what the angle is, but he's like, "I want to yearn. I yearn, Jerry." I just picture you songwriting,
Truly me.
singing.
You know what is a really great non-relational song that I just thought of?
Hmm.
Africa by Toto. How did they do that? Hold
Yeah,
on. Well, I guess place songs are still, like I said with California, it's like still romantic, but like that is an insanely huge song
yeah.
about not some fucking guy, some fucking girl. It's just about blessing the rains down in Africa.
I my I saw a TikTok yesterday, and this guy has become my new like musical obsession. I'm gonna have to like put his TikTok handle in the show notes. I saw it was like day 7 of singing songs that no one sings anymore. And he did this little acoustic version of When the Saints Go Marching In. And it was so good. I was blown away. And oh, When the Saints Go Marching In isn't about relational
Is that
pondering.
public domain?
Maybe.
Should we do like an insane public domain cover album?
I literally thought about it the other day
Hot
because
cross buns, bitch.
I thought about it the other day because I feel like on TikTok the past few years, at the end of the year, I've gotten one that's like, here are all the songs that entered public domain. And every year there's more and more because I think you have 75 or 80 years, or maybe
Mm.
it's 95. But like songs are entering that public domain now that we kind of
Oh
know.
yeah.
So there might be a lot to pull from.
That's exciting. I didn't know it had like a that was the cycle.
Yeah, copyright. I think copyright law was made to last as long as someone might live.
Can you renew it
I think
if
so.
you have like license to their estate?
Gosh, I'm gonna need a fact check section. I don't think so. I think that you got like 95 years and then you're done. Like it's not yours anymore. Your time is up.
Ooh, in
We
94
can all record happy
years.
birthday now. Yeah.
Yeah. In 94 years, Junkyard Baby is gonna go crazy on
Yeah.
public domain. That's so cool. I didn't think of that. That is a long time though, so we're not gonna get
Yeah.
too many familiar songs in there, but happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, and this, what was the genre of this Oh When the Saints Go Marching In cover? What was it
He
giving?
it was
Who would play her?
giving it was giving like Alan Stone meets Corey Kilgannon, two artists you don't know.
Did you stop making people up? I've
Sorry.
had.
It
What
it
did I
was
say about making up white people?
it's what I do best. It was giving like a little bit of R&B like vocal texture with a lot of
Ooh,
like indie boy with a guitar, but also
ooh,
with like silly guy, like silly goofy guy. Because just some of
fun.
the inflection and some of the like ways that he was hitting certain notes were just giving I don't really care and I'm gonna be silly and sing When the Saints Go Marching In. But he was you could tell he was like very talented. So it was this really fun kind of combination. If this guy ends up seeing this, I'm gonna be embarrassed. I'm hyping him up too much. Maybe he
No,
sucks.
no. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah, that was
E-
great.
Even if it's
I'm a big
public
fan.
domain.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
How do you know when a song is done? Lyrically, when in the recording process, anywhere.
I just decide it is, to be honest. Because like all of my songs, I feel like, especially the way I structure them, could I could do Taylor's version, 10-minute version, Sad Girl Autumn version. But yeah, at a certain point I'm like, I decide when to put when the bow is tied.
Yeah,
It's more, you know, when they're like closure, you get closure when you decide you get closure. It's kind of like that, where it's like, this is as long as it needs to be.
hmm.
And if I stop here, I have said everything I think I want to say.
Do you ever then add to it later or go back and change things later? Or like once you tie that bow, that's like, this is a time capsule now. That bow is tied.
I rarely add stuff just because I try to move forward as much as I can with music writing. Because
Yeah.
I don't, I mean, I think there is a case to be made for having a perfectionist streak
Hmm.
because it makes things good and you should want your art to be good. But I think also I try not to build a habit of like, I know I just praised ruminating, but like just spiraling. Like, I don't know. I would love for a song of mine, for example, to be played on the radio, but I'd hate to listen to it and be like, oh, I wish I'd done this differently.
Sure.
Which, like I said, can also be a good thing because then you go forward not wanting to make mistakes. But like, I think I realized after Junkyard Baby, my first single, I was like, okay, don't do this if it's not fun.
Yeah.
And anything that doesn't, like, it can't all be fun, but it can't also all be like self-criticism. So I'm like, okay, that's fun. I had fun making that. I have fun listening to this. So, like, let's leave it there where it's fun and it feels good and you ousted the feeling and said what you needed to say.
Does that process all happen like within a day? Or is that over the course of days or weeks until that bow is tied?
It depends on the song. Um, yeah, it depends. Junkyard Baby, I just remembered had another pre-chorus before going into the because I think right now it's like verse, pre-chorus, bridge, or verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, bridge. And it
Yeah.
was like it was going to be that second verse, another pre-chorus, another chorus, then the bridge, and we were looking at like a fucking 4.5 minute
Yeah.
long song, which is fine. Your music can be as long as you want it to be, Ethel
Of
Kane,
course.
but it just didn't
Didn't
make
fit it.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was decided like when we were recording it. So,
Whoa.
and I was like, you know what? I can cut that because if the message is redundant to like another part of the song, then I don't actually need it. And I think it's good to create like a habit of like every part of a song can't be your baby, even though it is.
I know.
It sucks because like I'm so vain and I know I'm good at it. You know what I mean? I'm like, I like that line. I like that line. But it's
Yeah.
like, it's okay.
It's what we were talking about the other day. Like, I have a song I'm working on that I think I'm literally keeping it just because I like the bridge. And I'm like, the verse isn't strong. Both verses aren't that strong. The chorus is fine, but I really like the bridge. And I'm like trying to hold on to this thing as if like it's my baby. And I'm like, maybe we need to just change it or let it go or incorporate it.
Eating a
somewhere
whole
else.
sandwich just because you think the cheese is tasty, but everything else in it is spoiled. No, I
Yeah.
feel that. I get very vain. Well, it's like I said, like I think writing is like my one of my principal skills. So even if I like don't perform as well as I'd like on a song or like certain production things or like whatever, I'm like, oh, don't cut the writing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's that's like the protein of the project to me. But yeah, certain things. So yeah, to answer your question, I think it just depends on what the song's needs end up being once we're like finalizing it. Because I
Yeah.
say it all the time, like different songs have different needs. And a song like Movie Club, like that can go long to me because it is kind of just like a stream of consciousness.
Sure.
And then like Junkyard Baby or like some of the more upbeat ones, I want snappier because like you really, there's a diminishing turn on impact, no pun intended.
A
There's a diminishing return on impact
single
with
coming soon.
music the longer you make the song and the more you push for
Yeah.
your thoughts to be heard.
There's something to be said about the 2.5 minute song. Like it
Short
really,
and sweet,
a
yeah.
punchy two and a
Miss
half minutes.
Carpenter, yeah.
She really nailed it. And there's also something to be said about the 10-minute version. Let's lock in. Hearing you talk about that, do you like workshop your stuff or do you like with people, do you get feedback or are you kind of like just beating to the sound of your own drum with the lyrics and then like deciding when it's done or different projects?
I'll decide something's done and then show it to you. So I've
Hmm.
sent you like countless projects, some of which have come to Spotify fruition, others not. But
Not Spotify fruition.
but I think yeah, I want it to feel pretty much done.
Yeah.
If someone if I'm gonna get other eyes on it, unless I'm like co-writing something,
Hmm.
then I'll like ask like, how do you think this is coming along?
Sure.
But yeah, if it's something of mine, I'm pretty like, don't talk about what you're doing till it's done.
Hmm.
And then it feels done. And then I'm like, okay. I think I need to build myself up in confidence on a project
Yeah.
before I open it up to notes because I get sensitive and like, I think as any artist does, like, I don't know, no project of mine is like quote unquote perfect, but I'm like, all right, before you tell me my child is ugly, let me just like hold it
it's
a little
it's a
longer.
skill, man. Being able to hear stuff and not take it personally is such a like learned skill. That's
Yeah.
like I'm not saying that it's something that you need to do. I'm just like it's so different than the creative process.
It is. It is. I feel like I've only been making music for like a year and a half, and I feel like the amount of self mastery I've gleaned
Mm,
from like, and I think you take as much from a process as you're willing to.
sure.
And I think like I try to just, as someone who is not as musically gifted as like my siblings or like other people around me, like yourself, I feel like I was like, okay, we're here to learn. You know what I think about all the time? I remember Selena Gomez like years ago was talking, there was like some press thing where she was like, my mom always tells me that making music is a privilege. And I was like, damn, your mom schooled you. Because like, you know, when you think of Selena Gomez, it's like very pop, like
Yeah.
she's not, she makes awesome music, but she's not someone I consider like one of our great divas.
She's
You know
not a
what I mean?
virtuoso.
Yeah. And I think I always found it really entertaining that her mom, really good and really entertaining that her mom considers making music, you know, a privilege born kind of like other channel for her career. She
Sure.
has all these channels. She has acting and she has business and she has movies, TV, and then there's music. And I
Murders in the building.
don't start me.
Sorry. Sorry.
I just feel like things are different with Benny, and it's like when you covering my when you know, and you just imagine we have one listener and it's Selena Gomez, and she's like about to thumbs up and leave a positive review,
But
and
we
then
both love Selena Gomez.
I do, but
Yeah.
she knows how she talks. Like Anyways, I think when she said that, I felt like that was a vulnerable thing to say because
Yeah.
she's kind of acknowledging that like everyone doesn't get to make music.
Hmm.
Everyone doesn't get to work with the people she gets to work with and express themselves in that way. And like to be able to take that on as a job is really great. And I think
Yeah.
that, I don't know, it was just such a little like throwaway thing she said, but I was like, yeah, like it kind of is a privilege to make music and like to accept that as like an artistic job or like a
Yeah.
creative duty.
Duty.
I can't
Sorry.
even remember what you asked, but
It doesn't
yeah,
matter. It
as
was a
soon
good
as I think
answer.
about Selena Gomez, everything's out the window.
Yeah. I asked you this as a bit the other day when we were talking about what kind of questions I might ask, and you laughed at this question, but I do want to ask it again. What are your like beliefs around inspiration? Like what
Did you
yeah.
ever have a dream that you went,
Did you ever have a dream that you
It
wanted to, when you had to,
Anna,
like when you, Anna,
a pinwheel.
pinwheels, Anna?
my belief around inspiration?
Yeah, do you like I could tee you up with some ideas that other people have shared, but I'm
Yeah,
also
please
curious.
do, and then I'll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um like are you, lighting a candle or are you waiting for something to spark and then you sit down and do it? Are you, sitting down and being like, I feel like writing a song, let's see what happens? I need to learn. I quote this guy all the time. I don't know who said this, but they were like, this writer was asked, do you wait until inspiration strikes to start writing? And he says, yes. Luckily for me, inspiration strikes every morning at 9 a.m., meaning that
Mm,
he's going to sit down and write at 9, and that's what
yeah.
he's going to do. And inspiration is kind of can be an over emphasized idea. And so I'm just curious,
Hmm.
like, that said, I also know what it's like to like get in the car after something and be like, I know exactly what I'm writing when I get home.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just I'm curious what that process is like for you.
Like I said, like I'm not the most employed person, so like once again, once again, we are doing this on a Friday in the middle of the day.
We are. It's 1:35 right now. We're both.
You know where I came from and I was almost late? The mall.
I
It's
came
such a
from
joke.
setting up a camera and a phone and trying to record some content of my music
Thank
and
you.
making so many mistakes on one of the takes, not hitting record on another one of the takes, and just being like, this was a waste of an hour and a half.
Okay, you want
So that's
to
where
here,
I'm
let me
at
say
today.
something before I
Yeah.
answer your question, and I will. I make haha unemployed. I'm like I wouldn't rather be more employed. Like I obviously would love to have more money,
Yeah.
but I've worked, you know, full-time hours. I've had the office job, I've worked other full-time jobs, not in an office, whatever. And like, yes, I'm so fucking broke, but also like it's this is natural. Like this is more I am like afraid to re-enter the full-time workforce and like start
Hmm.
to think it's normal to give the best of all my hours, fucking 9 to 5,
Yeah.
to like something that's not real. You know what I
Yeah, but I mean, you might be laying on your deathbed and say, man, I could have created more value for the shareholder.
mean? My I don't even know. I can't even make a joke like this because I'm so tapped out of fucking um corporate talk, and thank
Yeah.
God. Unemployment, Indeed.com jokes aside, I really do think that like if we're talking about creativity,
Hmm.
like I wouldn't trade any of the time I have now to work on stuff or do the things I need to do to take care of myself so I can work on things creatively for more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel this sounds kind of head ass, but like I feel very rich in that I can like I'm off Mondays. I feel very rich in that I can like wake up on a Monday and be like, what should I do?
Yeah.
And like I feel really privileged to get to do that. And I look at other people who wake up at how whatever time. I mean, I
4,
don't like
5,
sleep in or anything,
5:30.
but like
Yeah.
who like have to answer an email. It's not undignified to have a full-time job. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that like at least in this place in my life, I'm like, this is so awesome.
That's
And
great. That's great
I
that you
know
have that.
I'm not gonna look back when I eventually have a real job and be like, oh, like I should have worked more when I was making all that music, when I was writing all those essays, when I was like, and
Yeah.
not for nothing too, like I'm moving, I have shit to do. It's nice
Yeah.
to have the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I heard Kristen Shaw. Do you know who that is? The
I
voice
don't
of
think so.
Louise on great voice actor on Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
Yes, and she's a
The,
very funny
such
comic and
an
actor.
iconic voice.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. She was talking on a podcast about how like some comics can. I like the way she described it. Is like they can kind of just like reach up into like this like creative vortex and just like channel something into themselves, and you can tell when someone's like work of art is just that, like Rosalia's Lux
Sure.
or like certain stand-up specials. You're like, that is a perfect like tight body of work.
Yeah.
And I think about that all the time, and I feel like I've been creative long enough to feel like, okay, ideal situation, best case scenario, that happens and it opens itself to me. But if I have free time and I want to create, I'm like, you got to reach up and you have to wait.
I
And
like
like
that.
there have been songs I wrote where I'm like, I did do that, and I was just like, okay, like it's like a heads up 7 Up. You're just waiting for someone to like, yeah, but you kind of just have to wander until you are in fact in flow state, which I'm a very impatient person, so that's really hard. But at a certain point, yeah, some things I've written essays, things for the journal. It's like your mom says, like don't let the pen drop. Like just like you're not making nothing
Yeah.
in everything's practice for something, right? So like even if you sit there for 45 minutes and you don't even have like a fucking pre-chorus or like a single decent line, you are through the process of at least trying, building the habit of getting to a place where you can do that and
Yeah.
building the habit of like clearing the time to do that. So yeah, that's kind of my belief around creativity is like you have to work your way into it sometimes. Best case scenario, it comes down and hits you in the head, and then worst case scenario, which is still awesome because you get to create,
Yeah.
you sit and you wait for it
I like that.
or you work your way into it.
Yeah. This was a you question idea too. What are your non-musical creative inspirations?
Cooking, for sure. I think cooking is one of the most like is one of the best low lift creative things you can do for yourself. It's like such a great just low key act of dignity
By
to feed
cooking, you
yourself.
mean you mean crossing fools over on the basketball
Yeah.
court?
Yeah. I
Cooking
would say
people?
that's so sad. I thought of this dumbass thing when I was leaving ballet the other day and I was passing a basketball court. I was like, can't spell ballerina without baller. And I was like, who
And
am
that's the
I the
podcast.
I was like, do you
Goodbye,
think I'm
everybody.
the first person to have to think that? Probably not, but I was like, what a weird thought.
What a great LeBron edit that would make. Can't spell it's like ballet happening. Can't spell ballerina without baller. And then
I can't spell ballet without ball. But non yeah, I think cooking is I think I find it to be creative.
cooking can kind of be like a flow statey thing. Like
Yeah.
an easy to access kind of flow statey thing.
Yeah.
Like chopping an onion,
Yeah.
you just kind of you're there. You're using your hands, senses are activated.
Really stimulating. You have freedom. You get to make artistic choices. And I think also like just on principle, like cooking takes time and
Yeah.
any creative activity makes time. So I feel like I've been cooking a lot this year and I mean, I always cooked, but like, you know, really I've been drilling myself on like, okay, don't just make some bullshit. Like make yourself a meal you would make for someone else
Yeah.
and it's time consuming, and sometimes I don't eat dinner until like fucking 10:30 at night. But this is like one of the tenets of creativity is that like it takes more time than you think. It
Yeah.
always takes more time than you think. And like that, you deserve that time. You're worth that time. You know what I mean? I think cooking has like taught me that about myself. I'm like, you should eat a nice meal if you
Yeah.
can. And I do have the skills to do that for myself. So I'm like, yeah, just do it. I think
Nice.
that, oh, there was another one I thought of that was like a oh yeah, stand up I think is also another non-musical inspiration
Mm-hmm.
thing for me because comedy writing is the same thing. You have to make the time and like it's like the same. Sometimes you'll think of like an awesome melody on the fly and you put it in your notes. Sometimes you think of like a good joke on the fly, you put it in your notes. But at the end of the day, you have to write something around that to make it worth sharing with the world.
Man, your notes app must be fire. You must have so many good bits in there. Everybody, dear listener,
Notes
I've
reveal.
known that Elise has like dabbled in stand up for years, and I've never been invited to an open mic, and I'm
I
like, it's fine. It's
guess.
cool. It's fine. But like, I like comedy and I think it'd be fun. But yeah, no pressure. You know what I'm doing? I'm shaming you. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to find
I
the
just like
note.
comedy. I like comedy and I like people who do comedy.
I think
It's
I think
vulnerable as hell. Like
it
you
is
don't
very
gotta like.
vulnerable.
I completely
And
understand being like,
also,
I'm not gonna invite anyone I know to this thing.
where I
Completely
do
valid.
mics,
Yeah.
you don't want to be there. You don't want to be at Larry's Pizza in Fullerton, California. Okay. It's
We.
not nice.
I
It
was
would
in.
be inhumane to invite you to these spaces. I don't even feel safe there as a woman.
I was
I was
in
trying to find the
Boise.
note where I said, what you saying my notes being fire. I was trying to
Yeah.
find the note where I was fucking high as shit at the observatory and I said, I'm going to go home and eat Oreos and then I didn't finish it. And then I left before the headliner came on. I'm like the notes in
What a
question.
night.
What was that for? Sorry, you were saying something.
I was
You
gonna
were in
say I
Boise.
was in Boise this summer and we got for a wedding and we got there like a day early and four of us were like we were looking at for vegan restaurants and we found one and there happened to be a comedy open mic that night at this vegan restaurant and we went to it and the only table available was in the right next to the microphone. And it was so small
Oh
of a
yeah.
place that everybody in there all knew each other and they knew that we were the only ones who had never been there
Mm.
before. And they were like, "Did you guys mean to come?" And we were like, "Yeah." They're like, "Okay." So I get it, man. I get it. I get it. But
Yeah.
still.
Stand up is inspiring because it's like characteristically performative.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can write a song and like no one ever hears it. But if you're going to
Yeah.
go do stand up, like you're like
Like
one of the vulnerable parts of it is like, I wrote this for you
the
and you're
audience is
up
like
on
a
a stage like,
necessary part of it. Whereas
yes.
with music, you can do it without an audience.
Yeah.
It would be weird to be just like doing stand up. It'd be like, oh, I got 30 minutes to kill. I want to be creative. I'm going to tell
Right?
jokes to my wall for 30 minutes.
Yeah, who would do who would do
It's a
that?
different energy for sure than
Anytime I
picking up a
would
guitar.
like I had a mic coming up, I would the drive there is always when I work the stuff out. And
Yeah.
it's if my car could play back the drives to any of the mics I ever did, I would probably die of embarrassment. Well, whatever. I went to go tell those jokes in public anyway, but it's just like
Yeah.
the working out of even like a 5-minute set is so rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that inspires me creatively and like it informs my music because I have always liked funny songwriting and I've always and like I said the performance characteristic of stand up is I think informative to my music as well because you're like if someone had to hear this like I want the lyricism to be entertaining, I think is what I mean.
I'm always so impressed when writers can have an earnest song be funny.
Yeah.
And like regardless of your people's thoughts on the 1975, Matty Healy is really good at that. Like he has earnest songs that have great like humorous lines in them. That's dope. Even like I mean
Yeah.
the Bo Burnham Inside stuff is like it's a comedy special, but at the same time a lot of those songs are like they're
Yeah.
not
Ooh.
comedy songs. They're
Yeah.
just like painful and funny and
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah, I love that.
That's another tight, like he was reaching up into the portal and the portal's like, no, here. Boom. Like that whole special is so impressive.
Yeah. We're 5 years out from that special almost.
Shut up. Hey.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
Hey.
sorry. Okay, another question.
I'm 23. Shut up.
Is there a piece of creative advice that you resonate with or have resonated with?
Oh, who said this? You're only as good as you're willing to be bad. And I think that is a very stand up. I used to think that all the time when I would do mics.
Yeah.
And I think that too with it's a great piece of advice for performers, but even if you're not going to share your art, like when you're stuck at the page, I find that like I'm stuck because I'm like, this line that I'm about to write is bad. And
Yeah.
it's or not bad, but it's like this is basic. This isn't
Sure.
like the best line that could go next. And it's like, well, you're not going to write the line after that or the line after that, and you're not going to fucking finish this song if you don't write. So just let the next line be bad
Yeah.
and you can come back. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that I try to think about all the time because it's like I've only, like I said, only been making music for like a year and a half, and I can't be caught up this early in the music making process, being afraid of failure, basically.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm curious what yours is.
I mean, I've heard. I mean, you
Oh, I
got
didn't
my-
ask, but I am curious.
Yeah. On that same note, you got me thinking about that. Like, I've heard multiple artists say similar things of like, when you're stuck, go into it with the intention of writing a bad song. Because then either
Junkyard Baby bad version. This is something that's in the works, guys. So we're letting you in on a really special project. Making a bad version of all my songs. Sorry,
it's
keep
really
going.
beautiful. That like, if you go into it trying to write a bad song, either you succeed by writing a bad song or you fail and you actually wrote something good. And so it's like a win-win. You really can't. The only way you fail is if you don't write anything at all. But
Yes.
that can be a really useful way to get unstuck. And there's been very few times I feel that I've actually taken that advice. Like, I remember one specific one where I hadn't been writing at all for like months, and I was like, I need to just write a bad song and get it out of my system so I can open up again. But I kind of feel like I'm in a place where I need to do that right now. I was in a good rhythm of writing like every day or every other day for like a couple weeks, and it's been a month, and I'm like, shoot, I need to get back there.
That's the thing, because when you're good for like a week, you're like, I front loaded. I
Yeah.
can take 5 weeks off.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Because then I'm like, okay, time to record them. And then I'm in recording phase and my writing brain is just turned off. And I'm like, well, no, I want to have both of those brains active.
Yeah.
Which, back to your point, you said a little while ago that like the creative act takes time.
It's so fucking time consuming.
It's so time consuming.
It's so time consuming.
And that's not a flaw. It's
Yes,
supposed to
yeah,
take time.
exactly.
And it's okay if it takes time.
It's a characteristic. It's not, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the cooking thing.
I think it's hard for me trying to like, take in advice and information from all avenues. And there's a lot of like, there's a new counterculture to like the hustle culture that's like, do less things,
Slow maxing.
slow max, work less. And
Yeah.
so it's like, you should be able to do everything you need to do in like just a couple hours a day. And I'm like, man, like I like the idea of that, but if I have a song to mix, that's gonna take more than 2 hours in a day. And then if I only spend 2 hours, then I have no time to write, and then I have no time to record new stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's been hard for me to find a balance between rise and grind, hustle culture, energy towards music, and like just go with the flow, sit by the beach, dip your toes in the sand and sing a song culture of
This
music.
is what I'm saying about the job stuff. It's hard to find time because it's designed that way.
Yeah.
They're like rise and grind culture, and we were talking about the other day, like conservative ideals. Those aren't necessarily like part of the same thing, but they're like characteristically like antagonistic to a creative lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's why like I feel like just creatively I can access more things knowing that I don't have some bullshit job.
You
Like
don't gotta show up to the man.
exactly. And it that sounds like so privileged and like I'm forcing this off the grid thing, but like I genuinely feel like even I have vocals due to you now. Like, right?
I
And
have a
like
mix due to you now. Like
yeah,
that.
I have a planner and I was putting like, okay, oh, I'll record before and after work. Guess
Uh-huh.
what? Like, yes, I'll make the time if I make the time, but like the time isn't there like that.
How are you gonna make your 4-hour flow state dinner if you're recording vocals?
Come with me to have the best 4-hour flow state dinner in LA.
Today we're making Kraft mac and cheese.
This morning, my husband was craving 4-hour flow state dinner, so I got to work.
Who has been your latest musical obsession?
I'm so glad you asked, and I know you know the answer, and it's Audrey Hobart, who was in LA last night, and I couldn't afford to see it, but
Damn.
I think she's.
Maybe I should get a corporate job.
I know, literally, this is the trade-off, the trade-off.
Hmm.
I'll get a job, you guys. Fuck, everyone's yelling right now. Do you hear that?
Yelling at both of us like you guys have bills to pay.
But I think Audrey Hobart is one of the most impressive new pop acts. I don't care if she's a fucking industry plant. I think she's so cool. I think her writing's so it's like Lana Del Rey level songwriting honesty
Mm.
in a Carly Rae Jepsen addictive level pop sound.
Yeah.
Her brand is cool. I was looking at clips from last night's show in LA and she's like just jeans and a t-shirt and
I saw
a
that. I saw
scrunchie.
clips of that. Yeah. Killing
That
it.
aside, great writing, great voice.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think she is really impressive, and I am interested to see what her career looks like because I think she seems to be doing something pretty innovative.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I've been this is kind of a staple, but I've been getting back into Blue by Joni Mitchell and like
Mm.
I said, the Great Americans, Carole King,
Yeah.
James Taylor, that kind of class of writers. Even like Sonny and Cher, and trying to like tap into this space of like de-Taylor Swiftify my songwriting of like everything doesn't have to be punchy and relational. It can also just be like stream of consciousness, like
Yeah.
just kind of destructure some of my songwriting and give myself I hate that this is the phrase that came to mind, but like room to play. That sounds so gross and annoying and like almost sexual. Just fucking cut
No,
the
but
cameras.
that's what it is. Like it's I get that because there's a temptation. I don't know. Tell me if you relate. There can often be like a temptation to hyper not what am I trying to say? I feel like songwriting can often turn kind of linear and simple and like
Can you
storytelling.
commodify this? You can commodify this thing I
Yeah.
made, right? And then it's like the point, I've lost the point because it's like I'm trying to make something digestible when like,
Even
is that what
I
you
don't
mean?
even find myself trying to make something digestible. I
Yeah, me
just
neither.
find the gut the gut reaction ends up being like there was I it might have been in high school or like just after high school that I kind of there were a few artists that I kind of like blacklisted for myself and was like I can't listen to them anymore because they influenced my songwriting to be way too down the middle. And then like I let the artists that I was listening to be like Bon Iver and at the time Ben Howard and some other just more creative, interesting, flowier songwriters
Yeah.
so that could influence my writing versus my writing being very countryified or Taylor
Mm,
Swiftified, certain Taylor Swift albums that are like I was walking down the street when this thing happened and it made me feel chorus. Here's a chorus
yeah.
of my feelings. Verse
Hmm.
2. Then this happened and it made me
Yeah.
feel chorus. Then bridge. But this other thing happened, which means that actually chorus
Yeah.
is new.
Yeah,
And it's
literally.
like, okay, well, so what? And like, if you listen to McGee
The bridge
these
is
days,
like,
it's
despite everything I just said, this is what the truth is. And the last chorus is just big and cathartic. Yes, I know what you
yeah.
mean.
And it's like, that's cool. And it's what they teach you in songwriting books. But that's not like why everyone loved Blonde. Blonde didn't have that. And it doesn't need that. And it's so good.
What if I was like, I actually didn't like Blonde?
you're like, what?
I'm actually glad you said that. I have never liked Blonde. That'd be such a crazy take, like 10 years later.
That would. Can I come clean? I even before the Coachella set, I didn't like Frank Ocean.
I think he's really toxic. Yeah, I think his music doesn't make sense. No, I do think this state of play, I think it's also come from like you can't improvise something you're not decent at. So I think I'm like I've written enough music now to feel like I don't have to lean on this linearity. I don't have to go by a formula.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that, but it did take time.
Yeah. Anything you wanna plug? Where can people find you? Where can people listen to your music?
At Elise Latrondo I'm so offline. Like I'm literally the worst. I
Everyone,
have
it's
one
Elise
Instagram.
exclamation point on the streaming
Spotify,
services.
Apple Music, Deezer.
Great stuff. Deezer.
DistroKid loves to tell me like your shit's live on Deezer. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
I learned what Deezer was when I started releasing music, and I've
Yeah,
never
literally.
looked back.
A bunch of my shit's on there if you have Deezer. I have one friend in New York who's like he's a YouTube music person. And anytime I drop a single, he takes a screenshot. He's like, "Love the new single." I'm like, "What is this? How is there an interface of something I haven't seen yet?" But it
Yeah.
is YouTube music, and I'm like,
Heck yeah.
"Sure."
Shout out all
Okay.
the Amazon Music listeners, all 4 of you. We appreciate you.
You guys rock. Bezos doesn't even use Amazon
Dude,
Music.
are we I think I gotta get off that Spotify game. I think it's time. I think I'm gonna switch. I don't know what I'm gonna switch to. I might be crazy and go to like
Apple Music?
Tidal.
Oh wait, I
Completely new.
have a couple title people in my life.
Are they cool?
No,
Damn,
I'm kidding.
maybe I
Yes,
won't switch to
yes, they
Tidal.
are. But I don't. I was afraid that they were just virtue signaling or something. And not that that's something to fear, but I was just
Maybe.
like, okay, I don't know. No, you have title like.
Be like, yeah, I wasn't actually thinking about going to Tidal anyway. I think I'm
But-
gonna start listening to all my music on YouTube.
I genuinely didn't know if there was like a political implication to why people use title over other things, but I know that Spotify is kind of evil.
They're kind of giving evil these days, and I
But
think
there was
that's
like
pretty
some AI thing going on with Spotify that like
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean
they
they've
just-
been on the AI
They
game.
just bought like a sampling software or like a sample
Yeah.
library software, which doesn't look great.
Yeah, so it
But-
might be time to jump ship.
Yeah.
But
Convos for another time. We can bring it back positive here. Everything's turning to shit, and
Yeah.
we're all screwed.
at Elise Latrondo on all platforms, everything's getting worse. What else? I think I'm getting my period. I don't have a real job. My parents don't like me. What else? Is there anything? Am I missing anything?
No, that was it. Those were all
I'm
the
pretty
things that I
hungry,
asked you to
too.
say. So
There's that.
say everything else. Cool. Well, thank you again, Elise. I
Thank
appreciate
you. This was fun. See you on the next one.
it. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to my conversation with Elise. You can find her music wherever you stream music under the artist Elise ! Elise. You can follow her on Instagram and TikTok at Elise Latrondo. If you enjoyed the episode, it would mean so much to me if you shared it with a friend and left a positive review. Those both really help. You can watch the full video of today's episode on YouTube if you just search Travis Barrett and the Freewrite. And if you have the means and would like to support myself and the show even more, you can check out my Patreon page. I post unreleased demos, music recommendations, and bonus content from the podcast weekly. I really want to keep this show going, and supporting me on Patreon is the best way to make sure that it continues. Thank you again so much for listening this far. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I hope you make some time for yourself to create something today.